¿Qué pasa, Tilín?
You start recording.
Yes, I just started recording right now. So welcome everyone to this new stream. This is Andres. Say hi.
Let's go.
What the heck do you want?
Not AirPods.
Huh?
AirPods.
No.
Sorry.
Wait, I'm recording, dude. Wait, dame un poquito. Hello. So let's get started. Last time that we were doing this stuff, I'm still working this short film, by the way. So this is the last scene that I worked on, and this is what we're going to be animating today, or at least doing some progress. And let's see. Boom. Sup. Sup. Hello, Cookie. Boom. This is what we're going to be animating today. And yeah, let's get started. So the way that I divide the animation process is in the following way. I do a rough pass. On top of that rough, do you notice that light? That's a light that has many colors, but I cannot stop to pause on a specific color because I don't have the remote controller. So we're going to have this kind of nightclub thing here going on. So that's the first thing. The second thing that we're going to be doing on this stream is that I'm going to be doing a rough pass. After the rough pass, I'm going to put the rigs on top of the rough pass. This is the rigs. These are the rigs. Poopy. And I'm going to be animating with the rigs a very dynamic fight sequence. So that's the goal of this video. Let me take on my phone so I can have some time and how long this is going to take. Awesome. Is 2:25 right now, so we have around 1 hour until one friend come here to visit me, so that will be the time for today. Let's get started here. I'm going to get rid of the rigs for now because I don't need them, and this will sometimes like make things go a little bit slow, so I'll just undo it right now. But let me just put this screen over here. Tuki. Awesome. So the rigs looks fire. Thank you very much. Those rigs are the secret sauce for this animation because I don't have to do some stuff frame by frame. There you go. So let me see if this is working. Cool. Thanks. I don't want to listen to me twice. So let's get started. Also, for the 4 people that is watching this, if you have any questions, feel free to ask any question, and also let me know what you're doing right now on a Wednesday and what time is for you. For me right now is 2:25, and yeah, I'm back working on this short film. I took a little break out of this. I moved, so this is the new place that I'm living on right now, and I'm going to continue this animation. So this is the thing. We have the air fryer that is going to attack the three-headed mutant chihuahua. Three-headed mutant chihuahua is scared because of the thing that happened before, like on the previous scene. I'm using a lot of Dragon Ball references for this animation, so I'm going to open one of these Dragon Ball references, which is Goku versus Jiren, and you will see how is that I use this as a reference for my animation right now. I am using 2 Dragon Ball scenes actually. I am using the scene, the Goku versus Cooler scene, and I'm also using this Jiren versus Goku. So at the beginning here where the characters are facing each other like this, boom, and we have a camera movement. That's a what the heck? I have a streaming bot running. Okay, I'll get rid of that thing soon. No one click on that thing. So I'm using this Goku and thing. And this part, boom, I'm going to show you in a minute. So we have this, boom, this part over here where the 2 characters are crashing between each other here, like this part, boom. This is something that I'm going to be animating, and the part of this type of fight is something that I'm using as reference from another Dragon Ball fight sequence. So I'm going to use this for the pose where the 2 characters collide between each other. Let me show you how is that I apply this here. For example, in this rough pass, we have boom, these two together is these three together, boom. And then when they boom spread apart from each other, we have this other one here to keep bam. It's just a matter of seconds, so I have to match the same time. And look at that pose of Goku and this pose of Freezer. I use that pose of Freezer in some way to put my character on top, and I like the flow of the neck and the head of Freezer going that direction, and also the head of Goku with the body going this direction. It's like the line of action of the character goes that way. So that's the main thing. And well, the other fight sequence is from another scene of Dragon Ball. Esas peludos, Henry, saludos y si llega el tiempo. ¿Qué hay, Sergio? ¿Cómo vas? Bienvenido. Sí, ando con pelo ahorita. Ya terminamos la temporada del Henry Calvo. Ahorita estamos en la temporada de Henry con pelo. Así que bienvenido, Sergio. I'm going to be talking in English and Spanish at the same time. So, Sergio, voy a estar hablando en inglés y en español al mismo tiempo. Cualquier preguntita puedes hacerme aquí. Y pues cambio al español, and then I cambio en inglés. I change from the two languages because that's fun. That's fun. So let's go. Vroom. First of all, the main thing that I do, as I mentioned before, is that I work on a rough pass. Oopsie. I work on a rough pass. So first thing is the rough pass. And the intention of the rough pass is for me to look at, is to find the timing of the scene, is to find the poses. Oh, nice. Do you always plan your animations beforehand? Oh, yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Let me show you something. And this is a very important and amazing question because before animating, I do an animatic. And on this animatic is where I plan how is that the entire animation is going to look like. So when I go to animating, it's like I know exactly the motion, the action that I need. And also how those scenes or how all of those motions are going to connect between each other. So this is like my editing file. Here are some of the scenes that I've worked on already. I have to do some compositing too. There are some BGs already there, some others that I have to work on. Pam, 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 roar, fum, 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 and then boom, 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 pam, 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 pam. And then the chihuahuas are like, what? Boom, drops the arm, and then boom, we go to this fight sequence. And then bam, 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 boom. And then boom, the air fryer is flying, boom, and then poof, kicks the other way, bam, bam, boom, 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 boom. And they're like, what? And then, so this is the planning. All of this is the planning. The animatic, so the storyboard then becomes an animatic, and then the animatic then becomes the animation. And on the animation, we divide the process into, depending on the workflow that you're using. In this case, I'm using like a cutout or rig animation style. So I divide my process into a rough animation, mixing traditional animation, and also using the rigs. So this is animatic. This is like the final animatic for now. The good thing, because I'm working, this is my personal short film, I can change any scene at any time if I feel like I want to do so. So totally room for improvement or room for changes at any time. So the boom, for example, that scene, I don't feel it connects very well, the kick, so I might plan to do something different or maybe improve it during the animation process in terms of how the scenes connect between each other. And then boom, explodes. Turkey, boom. The giant air fryer poops this chihuahua. The chihuahua is crying because he thinks his brothers are like injured or something, but they are cool. Even one of those have already this thing on the arm that is chilled. It's cool. I might change that later. But right now I want to focus. I want to get some momentum, so I'm going to animate that. I'm going to animate that fight sequence. Oh yeah, and the giant air fryer actually have little evil air fryers that are going to attack them at the end of the short film, and then we're going to show this huge invasion of giant evil air fryers invading this punk city. And of course, at the end we're having an epic ending where the owner of the Chihuahuas have two gothic girls with him. Amazing. So this is the thing. This is the animatic, and what I'm going to do right now is do the rough pass of this crazy fight sequence so we can get started. Henry, por fin apareciste. ¿Cómo está, papá? ¿Cómo va todo? No habías hecho más en vivo, estás a full trabajando. Sí, me tuve que cambiar, estoy viviendo en otro lado ahorita, así que pues me tomé un descansito, he estado saliendo con amigos y toda la vaina, así que ya ahorita estamos de regreso y continuando aquí con esta escena grandiosa que nos espera el día de hoy. So, voy a estar cambiando entre inglés y español en este video y pues aquí estoy, cualquier preguntita, cualquier comentario, ¿qué están haciendo el día de hoy? ¿Qué estás haciendo el día de hoy, Fernando? Cuéntame cómo vas con tu proyecto personal. Oh, that's pretty cool. Your animation are so fluid. Wow. Thank you very much, Koki. So, and that's only the animatic because during the animation process we have to add to make it even more, to flow even, to be more fluid, to be so much fluid. Harshit, hey Harshit, hi Henry, nice to just to draw into perspective, shape design, and then posing. And well, Harshit, hope you enjoyed this stream because I'm going to put together all the knowledge that I share for free in that community right now in the battlefield of animation. So let's get started. By the way, I have these lights that are changing colors like crazy because I lost the controller of that thing, so that thing is going to be changing colors like crazy. On another news, a friend of mine is going to visit me really soon, and we're going to start a new YouTube channel, but purely about entertainment. So that's something that I've been working on lately. So esa es otra razón, Fernando, por la cual he estado en pausa. Estoy sacando adelante el otro canal que, bueno, aún no está creado, pero estamos primero pensando en los videos. So I'm planning to create this new channel, this new channel that is going to be in Spanish, completely in Spanish. It's not going to be animation related. It's going to have some animations, but the main point of that challenge is to fulfill one of the things that I am not satisfied with the things that I'm doing right now, because I want to do some entertainment stuff. At some point, it's like I love entertainment, I love comedy, and I would love to do something related to that on another YouTube channel, so I can express that creative energy that I have of doing some entertaining videos, pure comedy, and then continue knowing inside of me like, okay, I'm doing something that is fulfilling me right now on the side, like doing videos with my friends and having fun, and also like treating this as also work, because these type of animations requires a lot of discipline too on my side, and yeah, so this is more like work, even though it's like a personal project, but at the same time it's important to also explore different mediums, different artistic mediums. It's like, as artists, I think we're always unsatisfied of what we're doing. We always want to like do music, comedy, or something more like that. It's like, animation is cool, but I would love to try new things. So that will be a new challenge, and that's something that I'm working on also at the moment. So I'm not planning to upload like YouTube videos too often, but at least I would love to stream here and share some cool stuff while I stream and while I animate. So I'm using this rig here as reference of how the character is going to look, but especially how many arms, or which arm do I have on this side of the character. On this side, we have this part of the chainsaw, and that's the only thing that I wanted to see. Cool. So there you go. How are you doing, Harshit? How are you doing, Cookie? I would love to get to know you guys, and as always, if there's anything that I can help, feel free to let me know. This is how I work on my projects. I go super rough to find the timing, to find the overall idea of the animation. It's like, okay, if here is the body and the character is going that way, let me get rid of the rigs. I already found out where I wanted to look, which side of the arm this character is going to have the chainsaw, and which other is going to have the other one. And I need to design crazy cool poses, because for me, posing is one of the most important things about animation. So here, for example, I would like to start, because for clarity's sake, with this pose. And I'm going to do something like this. The character is tilting that direction, and I'm letting myself to be super rough. So here I have these. Also the booty. This character have a huge booty like this. And if the character is going to attack this, now the good thing is that I have a lot of space in this thing. I have a lot of space here, so now I can do crazy shit like trying to figure out how the character is going to attack the air fryer. And I imagine the air fryer being like this and being like super scared, like, oh shit, this dude is going to beat the shit out of me. But the air fryer, I imagine is already like jumping towards the character and is going to do some crazy shit. Now on the first frame, here on the first frame, we have the character doing something like this. And the character is going to be something like this, and then boom, are going to attack each other, and then boom, crazy shit. So how is the character? Is going to be something like this, and then like this. Cool. And now with that in mind, I have to design this shit. Okay, cool. Let me see. I'm doing alright. I don't draw a lot, but I really want to start animation, but it seems a bit hard, so I'm trying my best. Cool, that's the main thing. That's the main thing. It's like, if you try your best, that's the only thing that you can do. Every time that I hear it, I'm trying my best, I remember this song of Audioslave. To be yourself is all that you can do. But it's like, to try your best is the best that you can do, to be honest. So Chris Cornell saying cool stuff. Harshit, I'm doing good, just barely managing my college and internship. I miss the community a lot. I'll soon rejoin the community regularly. Awesome, dude, amazing. And yeah, it's like doing college and working at the same time. That's a huge challenge. And I totally understand that you are going like full time on that. So best of luck, Harshit. Hope you're doing well. And yeah, it's a great opportunity that you're having an internship at the same time that you are in college, because you will learn a lot, especially if you surround yourself and you make meaningful connections with the people that surrounds you. That's the main thing, because more important than like, at the end of the day, yeah, people around us could be animators, could be professional animators, but at the same time, they are human beings. They are people, and they have a lot of stories, personal interests, and I love to connect with people in that sense and ask personal questions, not personal in terms of secret questions, but hey, dude, I want to get to know you as a person, because if you are here, if you get here to this position of working as a professional animator, there have to be a lot of discipline and work ethic. Here's the camera, but here I have the thing, so I'm talking. If you're a professional animator, like if you're surrounded in a studio with more professional animators, it's a huge opportunity for you to connect with these people in a more meaningful and personal way than just in a professional level, because you will get to know why is the reason, how is them as a person were able to get there, by discipline, by work ethic. What are the virtues of these people around you that you can learn from, not only about their skills, but also how can you learn from the virtues of these people, from the strength of these people, in order for you to also develop your character. If like you were a character, it's like animation is like a sniper, or it's like a AK-97 or whatever. You learn how to use those tools there, but also all the tricks of how you do a 360 or how you just hide and do all the crazy stuff. That's something that you get out of getting to know the people of like who are they as person, as a professional. So really cool, and that's how I build meaningful connections with my mentors. And yeah, for me that's such a beautiful thing to get to know, to meet people. And the cool thing is like we as humans, or we as players of this game of life, we're learning to live, because no one gave us a manual on how to live. And the cool thing is that when we meet these people, we get to know some hacks, like GTA. These people sometimes give us hacks on how to win this game of life, or not how to win, how to enjoy this game of life much more. So boom, so here I can have like that. I feel this frame is going to give me more info. Oof, I love this arm like this, crazy cool. So now that is going to change the previous frame, and I don't care, because I don't care if I have to go back and delete what I did. That's why I'm working really rough, because each frame that I draw will favor, or will allow me to visualize the next frame even better. So that's why I'm not staying too much time on one specific frame, and that's why I also work really rough, because by working really rough, I allow myself to experiment, to change my mind. Or more important, I don't like to say change my mind, I like to say improve my way of thinking. That's something that I used to talk with my friends a lot, like when we were in college. It's like, Henry, you change your mind too much. And I'm like, I don't change my mind, I improve my way of thinking. It's like, dude, be your greatest fan, be your greatest fan of the character that you're playing. Don't be ashamed of changing your mind if that is going to improve and going to allow you to get the results that you want to get. So cheers to changing your mind and to explore and try new things. Bam! There you go. Bam, 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 bam. Here we have the booty. I don't need the booty too much here. We have the horns. I have to consider all these little things, but I'm not paying attention too much on the proportion and stuff like that, because I want to push stuff. I want to break stuff. I want to do crazy things. But now look at this beautiful silhouette that I created here with this character. Pam, 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 boom, boom, pa, pa, pa. And this is what I'm aiming for. And I'm not clean, but with these rough drawings, I'm able to push that silhouette. Even right now, for example, in order to make this more dynamic, more aggressive, I want everything to point towards where we're going. And here, this leg is a little bit too low. So what I can do here is, boom, make this leg a little bit up, a little bit higher, and bam, everything now is pointing towards the three-headed mutant chihuahua. Now I can right-click here into harmony and select the strokes with current color and get rid of all of those. Cool. Boom, I have this pose. So now guess what? I can grab the entire pose that I drew here. I can even move it a little bit. Of course, saving this shit. Getting rid of this frame, and then boom, making this bigger and closer to camera. And here we're having the illusion that the character is getting inside of here. Cool? Boom. Bam, 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 bam. Absolutely, Henry. I tried to learn as much as possible. Cheers, man. Cheers. Harry, can you explain the difference between delay action and secondary action? I always get confused between the two. I think we invented all of that thing. Like we invented the words to be able to communicate to other people what we refer. But to be honest, I don't think about those things too much. I just imagine what I have. I imagine how the animation or how the animation can be as realistic as possible in terms of motion and trying to execute that. And of course, if there is a piece of the character that is going to drag or is going to have an overlapping action or a secondary action, that's something that I'm not thinking as a secondary action. I'm not putting words into a specific thing, because that will in some way break the flow of me creating what I envision. And what I envision is close to reality, because our reference is reality. So if I am thinking about a dude with a baseball bat doing like this, and this dude have a long hair, I'm imagining how the long hair is going to flow, and I'm imagining how they overlap, how here these things are going to move back and forward, or if the character is looking at the ball, it's like this, but he's preparing going back, and I'm seeing like the character is like following a ball that is going like crazy, like this, ta, 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 ta. It's like going crazy like this, ta, 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 and the character is doing this with the head while the entire body is going like that. I'm not trying to think as how can I do this secondary action, how I am animating the character on itself entirely. So one pose, I will draw one pose like this, I will continue drawing this part of the character from the head down. I'll continue drawing the character like this, like this, like this, like this. But in each frame, because I approach animation pose to pose, on each frame I'm drawing the head like this, like the head like this, the head like this, the head like this, the head like this, but this continues this way. And then the rest is just adding in-betweens. And if something doesn't click, after having a complete full animation on my timeline, I go back, I create a new layer and do a straight ahead pass on the head. And it's like, okay, from this block, imagine all of this block of the head, have like all of this animation of the head have like 3 blocks. And I'm like, okay, you know what? By doing this pose-to-pose method, I was able to have the 2 main blocks very well done, but the third one looks a little bit off. So what I do is I create a new layer and then I approach this straight in a straight ahead manner to be like, okay, I need this, or even sometimes this is the camera, or even sometimes what I like to do is what I like to do sometimes is do a new rough pass. If I'm already doing a tie-down animation, or I'm already working with the puppets, but the animation is not looking well on a specific part, I go back and create a new layer and animate that secondary action of that specific part of the character on that new layer, either pose to pose or a straight ahead animation. So that's the main thing. We're going to have more time. My friend is going to come in 1 hour. So cheers. So hope that helps. It's like the less that we overthink about animation, the better that we are going to the better experience that we're going to have while animating. So Henry, can you explain the difference between delay action and secondary action? I don't see it in that way. I don't overthink of these things in that way. I visualize. My visualization uses as reference reality, and if I'm able to visualize reality in a very accurate way, then the only challenge, to be honest, is not to represent to explain this of in which animation principle this will fit on, but instead this will be something like, okay, I envision something. How can I draw one pose, and then the next pose, and then the next pose, and then the next pose, and then I straight ahead all the in betweens, breakdowns and shit. And then if I need to fix something on top, I create a new layer and then a new rough pass until I get what I want to do. So explain the difference between delay action and secondary action. I've never think about it. Like delay action, I don't know what is delay action, to be honest. And secondary action, well, secondary action is simply something that is happening at the same time that we are doing something. Like if the dude with the baseball bat is looking like that, that is a secondary action, because the head have a different timing, is a different acting than the body itself. If you hide the head of this dude doing like that, but you only show the body, everyone will think this is a normal dude trying to hit the ball. But if you cut the entire body from here to here, you only show the head, it's like, oh, that dude is crazy. So sometimes the secondary action shows different acting, different timing when we're having this kind of stuff. And if I find something, if I find something here, I'll let you know how I approach that. But yeah, that's my answer. Quería entender o qué bullshit is, I don't know what you say, Van 14A. But yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to ask either in Spanish or in English, because I don't know Portuguese. Bam, so we're going from here. Now, how can I translate this pose from here to here? I can copy like this, flip it, and do something like this. I actually left like this, more like that, boom. Now, the leg that is going to be behind the body is the one that is going to be here at the front, and the one here is going to be something like extended, something like this, boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom. And here, for example, we can have the two arms like that. Yeah, we can have the two arms like crazy like that. And here we're seeing the other elbow like that. Boom. And here we're seeing the other arm. So because these dude have like 4 arms, so the other 2 arms that are below, I'm going to make it going back, like dragging from the place it's coming from. Cool. So bam, bam. I'm reusing the poses here. I want to do something like this here instead. Tuki, we're having this important part of the character, which is the handle of the air fryer, which for comedy purposes, I make it look like if it were his reproductive organ. But we have something like this. And for silhouette purposes, I can in some way extend the leg into something like that. Bam, maybe. And then we have something like this, Tuki. And before going to using the rigs, I'm going to draw a perspective grid, but for now we're going to work really, really rough. I'm flipping also to look at how this is looking so far. We have something like this, boom. Now we're going from there to there, and then boom, we're going to this next pose over here. So I'm going to go back here to my reference of Dragon Ball and see how the pose of Jiren looks like in here. Bam, look at this dude, crazy dude. Let me show you the reference. Let me copy and paste here. Screen capture here of these dudes fighting. Why are they fighting? Where is the necessity of fighting? Bam. It's a new perspective the way you explain it. I'll definitely try this approach. Awesome, Hershey. Yep. Let me know how it goes. So here we're going to have, oh, look at that. Look at the body of Jiren. We're seeing this part of the body. So we are almost having the character, instead of being like super side view, we're having some 3/4 view, having the neck coming out of here like this. And that's something that I didn't notice the first time that I worked on this animatic here, but now that I saw it, I can add it here. So the center line will be around here. We're having here something like this, tuki, and we're having here the booty. Beautiful. Boom, boom, boom. And then we put this a little bit up. And then here we're having the eyes. It's like, and we're having the mouth that is going to be like, something like that. Beautiful. And then we're adding these two things here. We're adding the panties that will go around. And then this leg is going to be like this. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam. Beautiful. And the other leg. I like this better than this one. I don't know what. Maybe no. Let me try to push this even more like this, like Jiren. Man. Also, I bought a new PlayStation and I downloaded the Sparking Zero, the Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, and it's really cool. It's really cool. I don't like too much the story mode. They didn't put too much love on that part of the game, but the multiplayer when I play co-op with my friends, that's really badass. So here we're having the arm that is going to do something like this. I don't want to hide the eyes, so I'm going to find a way of drawing here the arms without hiding the eyes. So I'm going to change colors for more clarity purposes. Here we're having something like this, here we're having something like this, and the arm could open a little bit here. Boom, bing, bam. And then I add here the chainsaw. Here is going to be the rounded chainsaw. Yes. So here we're having the rounded chainsaw. And then bam. Now I also want to make the chainsaw, instead of making it flat like that, I want to make it look a little bit like this. Bam, with some angles, because angles are cool. And if we don't add angles into our animations, that's boring. So here we're having this is this chainsaw like this, and then here we're having this arm, then here we're having the chainsaw, bam, 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 and the other one is going to be almost like, for silhouette purposes, I can cheat on this stuff, so we can have something like this. I need to arrange all of this in a way that it will work cool. So here we're having this arm, this other arm, tuk. This other chainsaw could be something like this, or maybe I can just skip that and not show it and avoid showing that. I like this angle. That's why I don't work too. And for example, Goki, if you're just starting, for example, sometimes at the beginning we tend to put a lot of time into our drawings, especially when we're doing like the rough beds, and the main thing to do is just to be super chill and draw really rough, because there are many things that we have to pay attention instead of just caring about beautiful drawings. There you go. Really cool. So here we're having this part of the air fryer, and now I have to rethink about the leg, because now the leg is hidden by the thing of the air fryer. So we're having that, bam, cool. We have one of the drawings, amazing. Now I want the elbow to be around here, so a little note for myself for later. Boom, and then I can select all of this, color this, and color this in with blue color. Awesome. I'm going to draw the other character with red. No, you know what? This should be the one with red color, because this is the enemy. This is the enemy. Bam, there you go. Bam, and then here we're having the other character. Oopsie, we went too far. I went too far and now I'm begging on my knees. And then here we need the character